What is up, guys? I'm back. I just got back from Japan, and I came back to a massive PSA return. PSA turned around my $15 special sub that I thought was going to take at least 2-3 months in like 5 weeks. It was absolutely insane. It was super quick turnaround time. And to my surprise, I got a lot of tens. I got like 70% tens. So we're going to go through the entire sub in one video. I'm going to go through quickly. We're going to talk about some stuff and we'll just push it. We'll just move through fast. All right? And we're going fast. So I have these sorted by generation. So I'll start with some kind of specialer cards, some stuff that isn't Pokemon, and then we'll start from the later generation and move our way to Gen 1. So I think we have Gen 4 to Gen 1 cards, mostly mid-era, mostly new back Japanese. And then we have some special cards I'll start with. 1989 Nintendo sticker cards and a My Hero Academia tag card. So we'll take a look at those first, and then we'll jump into each gen of Pokemon. Let's go. First, we got the Midoriya and Bakugo Plus Ultra Rare Gem Mint 10. It's a pretty sick card. My Hero Academia season is absolutely just killing it right now. I got to get caught up. I missed a couple episodes when I was away, but very excited to get caught up with that. We have the Twilight Princess Gold Foil from 2016 Enterplay. That's a really cool set. If you guys haven't seen it yet, there's silver foils and gold foils, and it's very, very cool set to open. Then we have the 1989 Nintendo sticker cards. This is my favorite one. I really wanted it to get a 10 because I love seeing Link holding up the Triforce. I think it's a really cool card. We have another Zelda. This one got an 8. These are all pack fresh that I sent in out of the binder I was storing them in, and most of them got 9s and 8s. We did get a few 10s, so I was pretty happy about that. I was hoping for more 10s because they looked really crisp, but just didn't happen. I think they're going to be cards that are going to be kind of difficult to get those 10s in. But there should be a lot of these out there. When I was buying, I bought a box around $200. I think there's 48 packs, and in each pack you get 4 or 5 cards, I think. So I had a lot of doubles, and but there's a lot of like 8s and 9s aren't worth very much. 10s get a premium because they're much harder to grade. But now we're getting into the 10s. We've got Rescue Zelda and Win. That's probably my favorite one. I really like the art style of Link. It really reminds me of like the Super Nintendo days instead of the crazy modern days now. We got the main logo, Legend of Zelda from the original game in a 10. That's pretty sick. We've got I Love Video Games. We all love video games. Gem Mint 10 with Mario. We've got another Link with a couple of pictures of Link. We have Little Mac. He's actually a character I play a lot in Smash just because I suck at Smash and he's really fast and he hits really hard. So I just run across the stage left and right and just smash people. But I like playing as Little Mac, even though I think he's pretty friggin' terrible if you want to be actually competitive in the game. And then we have Super Mario Bros. Is a PSA 10, and obviously Mario on the card. So those are our Nintendo cards and kind of our special cards. Let's jump into the Generation 4 cards. So not only did I separate them by generation, I also separated them by species. So if I got multiple of a single species, we'll see them all in a row. Just to kind of keep it consistent. All right, let's get started. We've got Infernape. Very beautiful card. I like that one a lot. That one's a PSA 10. This one's also a PSA 10 from Stormfront. Another Infernape. Another PSA 10. 3 PSA 10s, all 3 Infernapes we got in PSA 10. Then we have the Empoleon from the entry pack. No, actually, this is Space-Time Creation. There's a little bit of a matching of like the backgrounds and then the CGI artwork. So we obviously got this one in a 9, unfortunately. I think we might have also got the Torterra in a 9, but we'll get to that here in a second. We got a Stormfront Empoleon in a 10. Actually, we got a second Stormfront Empoleon in a 10. Very cool Empoleon, in my opinion. Yes, and we did get the Space-Time Creation Torterra also in a 9. So at least we got the Infernape in a 10. Kind of sucks that we got those other 2 in a 9, but it is what it is. Then we have one of my favorite Gen 4 Pokemon, Luxray. We've got quite a few Luxray cards to go through. That one got the 9. This one also got the 9. This is from the Mewtwo Level X Collection pack. This one got the 10. This is from Temple of Anger. Very cool card. And my favorite artwork of this stack is the Advent of Arceus Luxray. Looks very nice. PSA 10. Let's go. So we got 2 10s, 2 9s from the Luxrays. Garchomp now, baby. I believe this is the very first Garchomp card, if I remember correctly, and it got a PSA 10 from Secret of the Lakes. Very cool. Oh, I really wanted this one to get a 10. It's got that really nice swirl over there. I believe it's the first Lucario card. I could be wrong, but I think this is the first artwork that came out. Very sweet swirl. Really hoping for the 10, but we did get the 9. I think it was slightly off-center, which I think is why it got the 9 on us. This Lucario, though, from the Mewtwo Level X collection pack, got the 10. So that's pretty awesome. Lucario, one of the most popular Pokemon. We got Giratina. This is one of my favorite Giratina artworks. Galactic's Conquest First Edition. We also have another Galactic's Conquest First Edition. 2 PSA 10. Very cool artwork. Is that a Rita? It is not. It's Kusajima. Kusajima does some fantastic Pokemon artworks as well. I think this one's a Rita. So we got a Giratina Stormfront First Edition from Arita in a PSA 10. And we got a PSA 9 of Cry from the Mysterious Giratina, which I think is the first Giratina. Again, I could be wrong, but I believe that's the first one. And we got a PSA 10 Cry from the Mysterious Giratina. Darkrai, baby. We got Darkrai, Moonlit Pursuit PSA 10. And then we have Darkrai's Antithesis, Companion, Legendary or Mythical. We have Cresselia. We got the Moonlit Pursuit in a PSA 10 with a nice swirl on the top right. And then we got this Cresselia in a PSA 9 from the Regigigas Level X collection pack. Then we have Shaman, the little Shaman boy, the little hedgehog. We got a PSA 9. Jirachi, I love this card. I think it's beautiful. Really hoped for a 10 on this one, but we got the 9. I think it was slightly off-center. So I think that's what brought it down. And last but not least of Gen 4, we have Palkia PSA 10, Palkia G Galactic Conquest Palkia. All right, now we got Gen 3. I did really well on some of the Gen 3 starters, so let's fire them through. We have the Blaziken from the expansion pack in a PSA 10. I think all of my Blazikens got PSA 10. We got Blaziken from Galactic's Conquest, PSA 10. We got Blaziken from Beat of the Frontier, PSA 10. And we got Blaziken from Moonlit Pursuit in a PSA 10. So that's pretty freaking badass. 4 different Blaziken Hollows, 4 PSA 10s. We also got the Swampert from Beat of the Frontier in a 10. And we got the Sceptile from Beat of the Frontier, from Dawn Dash in a 10. So lots of 10s right off the bat on these. Next up, oh, there it is. We got the Rayquaza Hollow from Holland Phantoms in a PSA 10. I was a little surprised on this one, honestly. I think there is a little bit of whitening on the back and a couple of corners. So I was surprised to see this get the 10. But it is unlimited, which is pretty cool. And it is a beautiful Rayquaza card. Mitsuhiro Arita artwork. Absolutely awesome. We got another Rayquaza. Actually, I hit it out of the park on Rayquaza as well. I think I got all my 10s. All the Rayquazas were 10s too. So we got Gem Man 10 Cry from the Mysterious, which might be the first Rayquaza. We also got a Black and White Hollow from Dragon Selection Rayquaza in a PSA 10. I actually really like some of these Black and White Hollows. They're really cool. A lot of people like to rag on Black and White, but there's some really cool cards from that generation. We also have from Beat of the Frontier, Rayquaza C in a PSA 10. You can see Cynthia is on the card right there as well. That's pretty cool and unlimited. Next up, we have Deoxys. Holland Phantoms, Delta Species Deoxys, PSA 9. Really cool looking card. I really like that a lot. Very cool artwork. I think that's Arita as well. We've got a lot of Arita artworks. Next up, we have Deoxys from Temple of Anger. I think this might be the first one. I'm trying to call out like whether or not it's their rookie card. I think some of these definitely are rookie cards. A lot of these are going to be pretty low pop too. I think I was most likely a lot of these cards are going to be like less than 50 in the pop. Some of the more popular species like the Rayquaza maybe and some of the evolutions are going to be higher than that. But a lot of these are pretty low pop. I think that's mostly because not a lot of people are grading them right now. Not necessarily that there isn't a lot of them out there. So we might see the pops move pretty drastically once people start grading these more. But for right now, they're still pretty low pop. Next up, PSA 10 Latios from Holland Phantoms. We did really well on the Holland Phantoms cards, which is really nice. Manectric. This card is awesome. It's got that nice swirl on the right. It's just super badass, and it's in Arita artwork. And we got PSA 10. PSA 10. Now we got this boy, Magma versus Aqua. Team Aqua's Manectric, PSA 9. Really cool looking card. I think the centering kind of got this one. That's why I got a 9. Nice swirl over here on the right. And it's unlimited. Very cool card. This was the biggest surprise out of the submission. We got a PSA 5 on this Manectric. This is the lowest grade that we got. Thankfully, we only got one PSA 5. I think I'm going to end up cracking it to take a look at it, because I'm not sure why. I've looked at it a couple times now. I'm not sure why it got the 5. Usually that means that there's some sort of bend or a crease or a big scratch or something. And I don't see anything on there. So who knows? I'll probably crack it just to see. Gardevoir, PSA 10 from Galactic's Conquest. We've got a few Gardevoirs coming up. We have the expansion pack Gardevoir, PSA 9. Beautiful card. And I love this Gardevoir. This is my favorite Gardevoir. Oh, it's so nice. It's so pretty. Good Nishida artwork. Look at how much hollow. I'm still just impressed. It almost looks like it's got double the hollow that it should. So if we look at this, I mean, no, this one's got a lot of hollow too. Maybe they just put a lot of hollow on Gardevoir cards, because it seems like it has so much more hollow than some of the other ones. But a PSA 9 Gardevoir from Don Dash. Very beautiful. Salamence is up. Ruler of the Heavens, PSA 10. I really like this card. It is a Rita, of course. We got another Salamence. This is from Advent of Arceus, first edition, PSA 10. And we have this Salamence from Shining Darkness, first edition, PSA 10. Lots of 10s. Lots of 10s. Flygon time. We got Flygon from Holland Phantoms, Unlimited, PSA 10. We got Flygon from Rulers of the Heavens, PSA 10. Oh, we got lots of cards, man. And we have Mawile Hollow, PSA 10. This one's really cool. I really like the artwork on this. Mawile is such a good design, in my opinion. And kind of that lighter background is really cool with the dark color of their head. Works really well. We have the expansion pack Aggron, PSA 10. This is a Pop 1. This is Beat of the Frontier Metagross Unlimited PSA 10 Pop 1. I bought this card because I knew it had none in the pop. And I was the first one to grade this in a PSA 10 in Unlimited. There are some first edition versions graded, but in Unlimited, this is the only one. It's kind of cool. Like I said, there will probably be more. I don't think they're very hard to come by, but pretty cool to have the only one of something so far. We have this Banette. I love Banette as well. One of my favorite ghost-type Pokemon. From Unknown Seal. Fat swirl in the top left. Unfortunately got the 9, but awesome to get the 9. I was hoping to get a 10. And we have Sableye from Miracle of the Desert in a PSA 10. Gen 2 time. My Gen 2 stack is a bit smaller than my Gen 3 or Gen 4 stack. My Gen 1 stack is the biggest, but we'll get to there. Here's Gen 2. We got some Typhlosion. We got the starters. This is an amazing Typhlosion card. I really like this a lot, and I was lucky enough to get it in the PSA 10, which is pretty awesome. We also got the Secret of the Lakes Typhlosion in PSA 10. Badass. Unfortunately, we got this Golden Sky Silvery Ocean in a 9, because I think we got the other of the ones in 10. So it would have been really cool to get the full set in 10s. But unfortunately, I think the centering was just a little off on that. We also got the Secret of the Lakes 9 for Meganium. And I think the 2 Meganiums got 9s, but the rest of the trios got 10s, which was really unfortunate, because we could have done complete 10 sets. Unfortunately, we just didn't get it. But we got the Derpy Feraligatr and the Badass Feraligatr. Both of them got 10s, Secret of the Lakes and Golden Sky Silvery Ocean. So if it wasn't for Meganium, we would have had full 10 sets, which would have been really cool. Next, we have the Black Deck Kit Dark Tyranitar Hollow, and you can see this hollow is kind of special because it has that glittery foil across the entire card. This is really awesome. I'm surprised that this got a 10 because it's a little off centering top to bottom, but maybe just not enough to disqualify it. Next up, we have Suicune. We got 2 Shining Darkness Suicunes, and unfortunately, they both got 9s, but that's okay. I'm still happy with a 9. We got the Entei, which also got a 9. I did have a Raikou, but I didn't send it in because it had a dent, either a bend or a dent. We got this awesome Pichu. This Pichu has really good hollow bleed. It's really hard to show on camera, but it's a really nice looking card. This got the PSA 10. It's good to know that PSA is grading cards with hollow bleed again and not marking them off for it. I think for a while there they either weren't grading them or they were marking them down for it, which I think is kind of weird. I think hollow bleed is pretty cool. So I would rather them not be marked down with hollow bleed, but. Then we have the Houndoom in a PSA 10. I think this was one that I set aside and was like, yeah, I'm not going to grade this. And then I threw it in the grading pile, thinking, oh, well, if it gets an 8, it'll be fine. And then it got a 10. So I would say that I pre-graded pretty harshly. This is the biggest culprit of, like, what the fuck was PSA doing? This Team Magma's Houndoom in a 10 absolutely should not be a 10. I'll be the first one to say this card should absolutely not be a 10. It's going to be hard to show you, but there's some edge wear there. There is, you can easily see the edge wear there on the bottom. Each of the corners is pretty nicked up. And then I think the top, yeah, you can see all the whitening there on the top on the edge. And more whitening there on the corner. Like, there's so much whitening on this card. I cannot believe that it got a 10. This is one of the only cards in the submission where I feel bad selling it. I feel kind of bad selling it as a 10 because there's no freaking way it should have gotten a 10. But that is the end of our Gen 2. Now we'll go into Gen 1. We'll wrap up this video with two pretty big stacks, but we'll try and go through them quickly. We got a PSA 9 of the Cry of the Mysterious Dragonite. I love that Dragonite. It's an Arita artwork, and it's beautiful. We have the Clash of the Blue Sky, Gyarados Hollow in a PSA 10. Another one that I wasn't sure that I was going to send in, and I sent it in anyway, and it got a 10. Another Gyarados, the Soul Silver Collection, PSA 10. I did really well on all of my Heart Gold Soul Silver cards. Like, I think all of them got 10s, which is pretty awesome. We've got two different Raichus. We've got the one from Storefront, and we got the one from Secret of the Lakes, and they both got PSA 10, which is pretty cool. Lots of 10s from PSA. We've got a couple Ninetales. Oh, we have the beautiful, beautiful Ninetales from the Soul Silver Collection. I love that artwork so much. And we got a PSA 10 on the Undone Seal Ninetales. Look at this artwork. Oh, it's just so good. Tokia, man. Oh, it's beautiful. It's awesome. I love it. Every time I see those cards, that and the Arcanine, oh, they're just so gorgeous. We got a couple of Kabutops cards. Very cool Kabutops cards. Both of them got PSA 10. Very awesome. Looks like a Saito and a Kusajima. Then, as I was saying, we have some Arcanines. This was another one that was like, that should definitely not be a 10, but it got a 10. So, okay. I'm happy about it. And this is another fantastic artwork. This one from Saito. I just love that they included the stones. Like, it just adds something, you know? Just... like, that is the element that evolves them. So it's cool to add those actually in the artwork. I actually really like this artwork a lot. Is this Kusajima again? Of course it is. Of course it is. It's good stuff. I think I have 3 of these. 1 10 and 2 9s of the Bonds to the End of Time Arcanine. All 3 of those cards. Very cool artworks. We have the beautiful Lapras from Mirage Forest, which I think is the Japanese version of Fire Red Leaf Green. Same here, Japanese version of Fire Red Leaf Green, Flight of Legends. I think both of these sets make up Fire Red Leaf Green. I don't know. It's something like that. So we got this cool Nidoking. And lastly, from this stack, before we go into our last stack, we have the Secret of the Lakes Alakazam Hollow. This one got the 9. It is unlimited. I think this was a very low pop as well in a 10. But the top to bottom centering, I think, was just too far off to get a 10. For me on that bad boy. Last but not least, the big stack. Sorry that this is a longer video, but it's 100 and some cards and I wanted to fit them all in one video. I didn't want to milk it for all it was worth. This was a big hitter. We got the Charizard G-Level X Hollow from the half deck in a PSA 10. I love this card. I love the holographic pattern that goes all the way across the top. There's a fat swirl to the left of his head, Absolutely just beautiful. No upcharges in this submission, so that's awesome because that could have easily been upcharged. That's like a $400 card. Next up, Reshiram Charizard GX Rainbow PSA 10. Let's get it. I kind of got burned a little bit on my Charizards, even though I did get a few 10s. So we got one Advent of Arceus First Edition in a 10, and then we got one in a 7, which this one was wild too. I don't know how I got a 7. This might be a card that I crack as well, just to see if there is a dent or a bend or something in the card, or a scratch that I didn't notice. But for some reason, those got 7s. And then we have 2 of the Shining Darkness Charizards. Both of them got 9s. Both of them very clean, but both of them getting the 9s. No 10s there. A little burned on Charizard, but that's okay. That's okay. I made up for it in other ways. We've got the Remix Bout. I actually pulled this card, which is pretty awesome. So we got, or no, I didn't. I bought this one. I pulled the full art of this one, not the rainbow. But yeah, this one also got the 10. And I also got this one at some point, the Full Metal Wall Hyper Rare. This one got the 10 as well. Very cool. And another black and white holo. So this is a Cold Flare Blastoise holo. This one got the PSA 10. And this bad boy, the Beat of the Frontier Venusaur, got a 10. I think that in Unlimited, this is extremely limited. Like, it might be a pop under 5 or something. I've been looking for an Unlimited, but when I saw a first edition copy that was super minty, I had to pick it up, even though I would have preferred the Unlimited. And we got the Shining Darkness in a PSA 9 Venusaur. Very kind of derpy looking Venusaur. The Shining Darkness set, basically all of the artworks, I think, are the 3D kind of CG looking that I am not a huge fan of, but sometimes they look cool. We've got the Tag Bolt Celebi Venusaur GX Hyper in a 10. Speaking of 5-band artwork and 3D artworks, I really like this card. This card's freaking awesome. So to get a Thunder Knuckle Umbreon holo in a PSA 10, I think this card is freaking sick. I really like it a lot. So 5-band doesn't always make bad cards, all right? Sometimes they make some pretty cool cards. All right, we got the Magma Aqua Umbreon holo in a 10. I think something interesting about this card is I think it's only a holo in Japanese. I think it's non-holo in English. And this one's unlimited. We've got 2 of these Reviving Legends Japanese PSA 10 Heart Gold Soul Silver Espeons. Very cool. I do have the Umbreon in CGC 9.5. I will probably crack that at some point when I send in my next submission to PSA. I would really like that one in a 10. We've got the we did really good on the evolutions here. So we got Magma Aqua in a 10. I love that card. Then we have Golden Sky Silvery Ocean in a 10. And we also got the same card in a 9. We had a double of that one that looked pretty clean. This one, we got the Glaceon Level X from Dawn Dash in a PSA 10. Gem Mint. Let's go, baby. Very, very cool card. Now I just need the Leafeon to go with the Glaceon. We have the Glaceon holo from the Shaman Level X collection pack. This is a really cool card, in my opinion. I really like these cards. Are both from the collection packs. This one's from the Shaman. This one's from the Regigigas. I think they're both really cool looking holos. And yeah, Leafeon, Glaceon. Underrated evolutions, in my opinion. Next up, Flareon. Both these Flareon cards are just gorgeous. This one got the PSA 10 from Magma Aqua. He's standing on a swirl, which is pretty cool, right off of his foot. Next up, one of my favorite Flareon artworks. I really love the Delta Species Flareon, though. That might be my favorite one, but this one is gorgeous. Love this one. Golden Sky Silvery Ocean First Edition Holographic PSA 10. Absolutely beautiful. And our PSA 9 Golden Sky Silvery Ocean of Vaporeon. Last but not least, we have a Vaporeon from Magma vs. Aqua in a PSA 10. So I think overall, the amount of PSA 10s we had was like 70% of the cards submitted came back in 10s. The rest came in 9s, and only 4 cards got less than a 9 out of 124 card submissions. So we did really good on this. I'm very happy with the results of my first large submission to PSA. I think there were only a couple cards where I was like, those should definitely not get 10s. But thankfully, only a couple. I think most of these cards deserved a 9 or a 10. I think a couple of them are very sus. There was a part of me going through this submission at first that was like, I'm not even sure they looked at the back of the cards. I think they looked at the front centering and just graded it on that, because some of the backs of the cards are like, this has whitening on it, this has whitening on it. How did it get a 10? But very happy with this submission. Thank you guys for coming by. Hope you guys enjoyed. Some of these cards will be up on my eBay. There's a link down below. I do have an eBay affiliate link. So that link, if you click through, and then I think if you buy anything off of eBay, I'll get like a 2%, 1% cut or something like that of whatever you purchase. So it really helps out, especially for the holidays. If you're looking to buy something, definitely use my link. Helps me out a lot. Or if you buy anything from my store, make sure to go through the link down below to purchase anything from the store. Thank you guys. We'll see you later. Bye.